What if you could build a business that gives you the life of freedom you deserve? What if you could find the secrets to marketing, leadership, customer service, and other aspects of business that help you exceed your goals? What if you could walk away from your business for 30 days and it never misses a beat? That's what this podcast is for, to help business leaders like you find freedom from the day-to-day grind and start spending your time doing the things you love. I'm Levi McClendon, and my co-host is Josh Taylor, and this is the Cheers to Freedom podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Cheers to Freedom podcast. I am your host, Josh Taylor, and I'm with my co-host, Levi McClendon. Levi, it's a great day.
Dude, it is an amazing day. Like literally, I'm looking over here because it's outside, and I actually went for a run with my wife this morning, and it's a little crisp out here in the northwest corner of Florida. I call it South Alabama in Santa Rosa Beach.
Pretty
but
much.
Man, it is absolutely. I mean, you're enjoying this too, but it is actually absolutely beautiful. And for those of you who are not enjoying beautiful weather, I'm sorry. That's your choice.
It's really nice. The turn of the season is here, and we
awesome.
are enjoying it. But hey, we have some exciting things that are happening at AppSpot that we can't wait to tell folks about. One of those is the Freedom Summit is next week. And
Wow.
we've been working hard getting all of that stuff together, not just the content. Like we really hammered out the content yesterday and finalized all of that, which is exciting because we had so much stuff that we could talk about, and we kind of had to narrow it down that would fit in a day and a half that would be very valuable to the people there. But also it's going to be a ton of fun. Like we're going to have a golf tournament the first day, which is really exciting. We've got a lot more people playing this year than we did last year. I think a lot of the people that didn't play last year heard about the golf tournament throughout the couple of days and were like, okay, next year I'm playing. So they signed up. And so we've got a lot more teams than we had last year. We've got the dinner cruise. We're going to have a bourbon tasting. We're going to have the cocktail party on Wednesday night, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So it's not just the content that I'm excited about. It's just all the fun that we're going to have with the customers that are going to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, Josh, I think the content's like maybe 50% of it. You know, I know you and I go to these different events, right? I just came back from an event that I was at in LA last week. And you and I were, and Jeremy and Nick were at the Funnel Hackers a couple weeks ago. And to go somewhere outside of kind of the norm and just receive, right? Just even if it's the same stuff you've heard or you already know, or, you know, there's something about getting away and just getting outside of the norm so that you can actually just think. And they say statistically, like companies that come up with, or visionaries, owners, whatnot, that come up with great ideas, 70% of the time, they don't happen on the job. They don't happen when you're in the middle of what you're doing. They happen when you actually get away and rest and go on vacation and go to these different, seminars and workshops and things like that. So I'm excited for that. I think as those, our customers come down and just, really be open. If you're listening, you're coming down, man, just be open, to new ideas, new visionary ideas, meeting new people, friends, like Josh said, just having fun. And I think you're going to, have some time to hopefully, maybe even get some new ideas, a new vision, for your company or for your team, depending on who you are coming down. So I'm very excited to see everybody again, get our team together, right? This is an opportunity for our whole team. We're a remote company, and there's about 20 of us now. So there's some newbies we haven't even met. So I'm excited to get the team together. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really is. And, one of the things, the podcast episode today is going to give maybe a small insight into the bigger theme of the Freedom Summit this year. And it's this idea of, controlling what you can control and stop doing 80% of the things that you're doing because they're most likely a distraction from the 20% of things that are actually working. And identifying what the 20% is that works, identifying that 80% that's not working or is not working that effectively, that you could take those time and resources and dump into that 20% and skyrocket what we like to call 10Xing your business and going in that direction. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today and what that means, because there are things that you and I continue to see with our customers, and we look on, online forums with different car wash forums and those kind of things that You see car washers talk about for one example is the competition that's coming in, and I get it. Like this is a nice outlet to vent. Like it's it's scary when you have a business and there's a competition that comes in to kind of threaten your business, and but we don't necessarily see that as a negative thing, and those are things that are outside of our control anyway, because it's inevitable that that's going to happen. But we've dealt with it even with our own business, and so I want to talk through that. Like, first off, talk to me about what is this idea of the 80-20 rule that we've really been applying to OpSpot, and how can our listeners kind of grasp this concept?
Yeah, so ultimately, Josh, it's real easy to do a lot of things, right? And do them pretty well. Um, but when you do have competition, right? When you do have people coming in, other washes coming in, I don't care what it is in any business, you need to sharpen the tools, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to come in and go, okay, and this is true for OpSpot. I mean, you look at us 5 years ago when we first got in this space, and it was pretty wide open, and now it's not. And so you have to really take a look and say, okay, what are the 20%? Usually 20% of what you're doing is really bringing in 80% of your revenue, or the things
Mm-hmm.
that are actually working. That is the
Yeah.
80-20 rule, right? So it's, you literally could take the top 20% of things that you're doing and do them even better, and turn that 20% into the new 80%.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So we're going to go in and take a good look at our wash, right? So those that are listening that have the owners of these washes, it's like, okay, let's take a diagnosis here. Let's diagnose our company, find out what's working. What are the things that are really working to bring in not just members, but revenue, traffic, obviously the retail customer, and of course members, and what's helping to keep them longer. Maybe do surveys, maybe find out, do a little bit more interaction with their customers to find out what what is the true 20% that is working the best.
Mm-hmm.
Now, guess what? If we take the 80% that isn't working as well and allocate those resources, right? The monetary resources, the operations resources, and we take those and we then apply them to those top 20% over the next year, 2-3 years, that 20% has now become the new 80%. And guess what? You get to do it again,
Yeah.
because you're going to take that another look 2 or 3 years down the road, and it's going to continue to refine who you are as a company, and it's going to continue to help you be the best version of your company that you can be. And it's
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we've gotten into this trap, and I think every business gets into this trap of something new comes along, or there's a new company that comes along, or there's a new product that comes along, and we're thinking, or it's just a matter of, hey, we could do this. And so therefore, if we think we could do this,
Yes.
like, the line in Jurassic Park, you were so distracted by if you could do it, you never stop to ask if you should do it. And that's kind of a good question for businesses to ask, is just because we can do it doesn't mean we should do it,
Doesn't mean we should.
because it could just be a distraction from what is actually working. And we've gotten into that, and we've built products and we've built tools and things that have been very helpful to a lot of our customers, but it hasn't been a part of that 20% where we actually see the needle moving. And so we've decided to start cutting some of those things out so that we can really focus and hone in on that 20% that we know works for our customers, and moves the needle for them. And at the same time, when they succeed, we succeed. So our business grows because of it as well, because more people want to come in and work with us and do what we're doing. And that's the same for a lot of the listeners that have car washes. Is there are things that you could do that maybe you shouldn't do. But there's 20% of something that makes you unique, that makes you different, that helps you stand out from the competition down the street. And you need to expose that, double down on it, and make people want to be a part of your wash because of it. And that was, you and I were talking before we started recording about the survey that I heard this morning that I thought was really interesting. And honestly, I think they pulled people that were not from here, because it was a survey of the slowest fast food restaurants in the country. And so for 9 years in a row, including this year, Chick-fil-A is rated the number one slowest fast food restaurant. But that's not what Chick-fil-A is known for. We look at Burger King, we look at, Taco Bell was actually rated the number one fastest fast food restaurant in the country. And I look at Taco Bell in my experience, and I would have assumed they were the slowest in my experience. Chick-fil-A is not known for being the slowest, but they've built a culture and they've built a tribe. They've doubled down on the things that they're really, really good at, that they're not known for their weakness. They're known for what they're really, really good at, and that's excellent customer service. They're not even known for the best chicken sandwich, but their customers don't care. It's the excellent customer service. It's the feeling that they have when I go there. It's the experience that I have when I go there. It's the way that the employees treat me when I go there. Those are the things that people talk about when they talk about Chick-fil-A. They don't talk about them being the slowest fast food restaurant in the country. Even if you go to one that is the slowest, that's not what you talk about when you talk about Chick-fil-A. But when you talk about Burger King, McDonald's, and Taco Bell, one of the things you're going to talk about is, oh my gosh, they're so slow. It's hard to get past their weaknesses, because they haven't doubled down on the things that they're really, really good at, like Chick-fil-A has. And Chick-fil-A has exposed what they're really, really good at.
And I think that, when I think of car washes, you're like, well, gosh, a car wash is a car wash is a car wash. We hear that all the time, which we hate to hear. There are things with car washes. I mean, when I'm out and about, I ask people constantly, what do they like about their wash? Why are they a member, or why are they not a member? Or, and I constantly hear, oh, the amenities. Oh, like literally, we'll be at a party, and you get to talking. Hey, what do you do? What do you do? Oh, I do marketing for car washes. Blah blah blah. Oh man, I'm a member here, and man, they have the little blowy thing that blows the water out of my cracks or whatever. Or man, this the vacuums here are amazing, or what. It's funny. I mean, those are the things that mean something to your customers. And so if you are that customer that really prides themselves, if you're that wash that really prides themselves on the amenities, then really focus on those amenities, right? Make them be the best, and you be the car wash with the amenities, right? Because again, if you're the car wash that's always coming out with the latest and greatest technology as far as the different type of chemicals for your paint and protection and this and that, then that's awesome too, if that's who you are. But here's the reality. If I'm a car wash and there's competition coming into near me, and if I feel like I constantly have to keep up with graphene and titanium and this and that, I'll tell you, you're just going to continue to chase your tail, because your average consumer doesn't really know what that is. As long as you're putting out a clean car and you do have good amenities and you have good customer service, like if you're spending money to try to continue to change things out or change your pricing and do this and that, I'd take another look at that and say, hey, who are we as a car wash? How can we be different than everybody else? Like Apple, right? Think different. Like come up with something new, something different. Stick to it. Be the best at it. And then Josh, another thing that I wanted to get into is not worrying so much. Since we're talking competition, I talked the 80-20. I think those are some tools that people can utilize. And the reason I say that is because as an owner, real quick, I digress here, but as an owner, we get so involved in the, just running the business and, ooh, like you said, we can do this, we can do this. My advice is to take a step back again, take a look at what works, what doesn't, trim some things off, and then just be really good and make a clear, dedication and a clear path for your team, for your employees, for your staff, your C-level, that listen, this is who we are. This is what we're pouring into, and take care and control the things you can control. You can't control somebody coming in down the road from you as a car wash. Like you just can't control it. So it's like, who cares? At this point, you have what you have. And I Josh, I made this example the other day. My kids play, soccer and football and stuff. And the team, we showed up to a team, we're playing football. No, actually, this was a soccer. I get them confused because both my kids, as you know, are playing them both. Football. And they're immediately watching them warm up. That's just an example. And they're watching them on the other side, and they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. They're looking at them, and now they're worried, right? They're like, oh, they're this.
And guess what they're doing when they're not when they're watching them? They're not warming up and practicing themselves.
Exactly.
They're distracted by the competition.
Watching the competition. Who are you? Who is your identity? Who are we as a team? Who are you as a car wash? What is your name? What is your brand? What do you represent? You can control that. Guys, we can control ourselves. We need to play our game. Guess what? The competition wants to get you out of your game. they want to mess up your game. And that's in any sport, right? They want to mess it up. They want to come in with new things, different things, get you out. If you're a run and gun team, they want to slow it down. If you're a slow it down team, they want to run and gun. They're going to come out and try to get you out of your game. Mm-hmm. It's the same. It's what I told them. I said, you play your game and we'll win this game.
Yeah.
But you have to stick to your game plan. And I think that relates in my business, in our business. It's like we have to play our game. And actually, I had this little speech with you guys not too long ago about, this is our game. Who are we? Like, take a look. We got to self-reflect here and be the best at what we can be. And guess what, Josh? We're not going to be the best for everybody.
Right.
Surprise. Like, not everyone's going to like OpSpot. Not everyone's going to like hearing this podcast. Not everyone's going to, believe that even what we're telling them about the 80-20. And guess what?
We're totally okay with that.
That's awesome. We don't need everybody. We just need those that actually like doing business with OpSpot. Mm-hmm. And if you're in our, we call it a tribe, right? If you're part of the OpSpot tribe, if you're part of the, the group, the dreamers, the doers, the risk takers, the providers, our manifesto there, the work hard right here. If you're part of this club that want to work hard, play hard, and have no drama, then you're in. And that's all that we need. And that should reflect on you, the car wash owner, the same way.
Yeah.
You're going to have followers that love you for one reason or another. Find out who they are, continue to service them extremely well, be the best at what you can be in there. And guess what? Go find their friends. Find out where those people are hanging out and ask them to bring their friends in, because those are your people.
Right.
Those are the ones that are going to continue coming back to your wash.
Yeah. And honestly, your competition wants you to get distracted with them. Our competition wants us to get distracted with what they're doing. They want us to watch them and focus on what they're doing and start trying to emulate them rather than double down on what we're really good at. And honestly, we want our competition to do the same with us. That's when you lose, is when you start keeping your eye on the competition and what they're doing instead of what you're doing and what you're really great at. Focus. And it goes back again on identifying what is the 20% of what we're doing that's actually working and moving the needle, and how can we stop getting distracted by the 80% of all the other stuff. And we've had to honestly come to terms with that as well. And we've made some big shifts, even in the last 6 months with our business, because our customers deserve for us to be on our A game so that they can be on their A game.
And Josh, the reality is there's enough business for everybody.
Yeah.
Even, you think about the car counts and how many people are out there, man, there's enough business for everybody. I heard once back in the day, my, Spencer, my best friend, we started the text message marketing company in 2000, I think the end of 2007. It was the first kind of, marketing company I got into. And I thought, man, back in the day, this is when we didn't have the smartphones, and we were like, to get to a C, it was like beep, beep, beep on your phone, and I'm like, we're texting, like, this is crazy. But we did. We started a text message marketing company. But as it started to grow, I thought, holy cow, like in 3 years, everybody's going to be like doing it. It's a land grab. We need to go after it. And it freaked me out. And his brother was super successful in another business, internet service provider business and stuff. And he gave us some advice back then. And he just said, don't freak out. He said, there's enough business for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, we are so small-minded. And it's true. I can't see, and this is me personally, I have a hard time fathoming the gravity, how much business, what is truly out there at times. And it blows my mind, because we only see, we believe in what we see. And so when we're around, like, oh, we only see this. But the reality is, man, there is enough people that will love what you do. So keep providing and pushing what you currently do. And I think you're going to be just fine. I really do.
Well, my biggest takeaway from that is I'm just learning that I'm not your best friend. So, but no, you're 100%. You're 100% right. It really is easy for us to honestly miss the forest for the trees, and that's really what it is. We can't see what's right in front of us, and we get distracted by these things, whether it's the competition, whether it's new products, new chemicals, new tools, new this, new that. What are you really good at, or what is missing in your market that you can do and be really good at that your customers want or nobody else is doing. And for one of our customers, the biggest complaint that they heard from people, and even when they first opened they were hearing this from people, is there were spots on the back of the vehicles that were getting missed in the wash. And so what they started doing is they started basically spot towel drying every car that came out, and now they're known for being the only wash in their market that does that. And they've doubled down on that, and they staff employees at the end of that tunnel to do a quick, I mean, it literally takes them 10 or 15 seconds to just run around, but it allows them to do quality control to make sure every vehicle that leaves their lot is clean to their standards.
Well, I get a lot of pushback on that when I talk to customers. Why don't you towel dry in this? And to be honest, the answer is always pretty much the same. It's just it's got to keep up on the laundry. You got to have staff. You have to have this and that. And I'm thinking, man, for the price of keeping a customer happy and retaining your customers longer, I don't know, man. If I had a wash, I would towel dry. I don't care how. To
it's
me,
not
that's
for everybody,
service.
but I guarantee you, the guy that does it, he's going to stand out.
That's going to separate you from your competition. Same thing with greeters. A lot of people get hung up on the greeters. Oh, that's what the machines are for. Again, each to his own. Whatever you are, if you're not doing greeting, then make it super fast and convenient, and make your screen selection super simple, and that's fine. I kind of look at these companies, Josh, like these C stores and stuff now that are pretty digitize your computer, right? If you like going in and not talking to somebody, or even the grocery stores, and you want to check out on your own, awesome. But if that's who you are, there's a lot of people that love that. But you know what? There's a lot of people that don't love that. There's a lot of people at the restaurants, they don't like the kiosk. They want to talk to a server. Personally, I just want the convenience, man. I want to be able to pay when I want to pay, leave when I want to leave, check out when I want to check out.
Every time. My wife,
all the time,
she gets frustrated when I do the self-checkout because she wants to go to see the person because they bag better. I'm like, yeah, but I don't have to talk to anybody.
Exactly. Different strokes for different folks. So, find out again what works. It's different for everybody, but what I would do is find out, what is different in your community. Why are you going to be different than somebody else? Be really stinking good at it. Be known for it. Be known for it, stick to it, and you'll grow your audience, you'll grow your members, and just your revenue overall. I truly believe that.
100%. Well, good stuff, Levi. And hey, if you are attending the Freedom Summit next week, we can't wait to see you. We're going to dive deep into a lot of these things, and this just is the tip of the iceberg of some of the things that we're going to be covering next week at the Freedom Summit. And if you're not attending, then you need to sign up for next year's as soon as we release that link, because you should be there. And we're going to be rolling information out about that later on. But until then, hey, if you want to get updates on what's happening at OpSpot, new episodes when they are released, announcements, exciting things. We don't spam people. We just try to deliver value. Make sure you text CHEERS, CHEERS, to 411365. Cheers to 411365. If you're listening to this on YouTube or Spotify or wherever you are, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because one, that lets us know that people are actually listening. And when you comment, Levi, I don't know about you, but when people comment and say, a takeaway that they get from the episode or something, that just makes my day. And so if you want to make two guys' day today, comment on day. Yeah. I mean, we'll be on cloud nine for 10 days straight.
Unless it's not a good comment.
If it's not nice, think of it like when you get a bad review at your wash, just keep it to yourself, listen to Bambi's mom. But if you got something nice to say, comment it. It really sustains Levi and I for the next week. And people say nice things about us. So if you want to make our day, make a comment on here and let us know what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. Until next time, and until the Freedom Summit, cheers, my friend, my best friend ish.
Oh my gosh, now it just got weird.
See ya.